because of circumstances, I couldn't make it. It was really disappointing for me. Like, I've deferred my admission. I just really, really thought that I would travel and then be in the film. You can imagine what it means for a young Nigerian, an upcoming actor to be in a Hollywood movie. That's a lot. So I had this mind that, man, this is actually me breaking through into this industry. But then it didn't work out, so it was disappointing. But I've always had a lot of disappointment. Everything, like who I am today, the kind of person I am today, started when I lost my father. My dad died in 2009. Before my dad died, I was a writer, just write as a kid actually. So, but after my dad died, the thing kind of, made me feel like this is not just about fun anymore. I could do something to help the family. So that was when I started having this mind to get those books published. So I tried, there were just so many things, but then luckily in 2012, I got my first book published. And then it was like, I was actually living with someone then. I was actually living with a teacher. So it was actually like the beginning of me as, let me say, a bachelor kind of. Because after the publication, I started living alone. I, started dreaming big, thinking of things I could do and all that kind of stuff. So from that 2012, 2015, I published 2 more books. And then in 2015, I established my foundation, Young Author Foundation as of then, which now answers Oric Foundation. So that was actually how what I started with. And then later in 2018, I also published another book, which was the history of my local government. But then aside from these publications, I also do a couple of things with my organization. What I was trying to do is I was just this kind of person that I'm not really the type that sits down and watch people do things for me. Like, I'm not the kind of person that just sits and waits till someone brings an opportunity to me. Most times I like to create the opportunity. Because I just feel like these people that do this, they are human beings like I am. So why not do it? So that's just it. So with my foundation, I've been able to help a lot of people publish books for young writers, help some people with their music, put their music on music stores, organize some talent festivals, connect some people to some places and all that stuff. And so while we're doing all this, at a point, I just felt, okay, at this point, I should really have like a company, something that will be giving me money for me to start doing all this stuff. So in 2018, I established my company, the Mike Imperium. So we started with clothes manufacturing, which is what I'm wearing right now. Sorry, yeah, that's it. MIC, that's actually my name, Michael Ikechineme. So this is my clothes, this is my brand, amongst many other designs. So, but then from this thing, I'm a student of theater arts, theater and film studies here in Oka, Anambra State, Nigeria. So I've always been passionate about filmmaking as well. So, I kept trying to, be in films. I went to auditions, but then I was not comfortable with what was going on. I just felt, man, is this what I will do all my life? Like, I'll keep going to auditions while it's not making sense. So being that I'm the type of person that always likes to create changes, I said, man, I'm not going to any other audition. Maybe I'll do this myself. So 2017, 2018, I got a role to be in an American film, which, because of circumstances, I couldn't make it. It was really disappointing for me. Like, I've deferred my admission. I just really, really thought that I would travel and then be in the film. You can imagine what it means for a young Nigerian, an upcoming actor to be in a Hollywood movie. That's a lot. So I had this mind that, man, this is actually me breaking through into this industry. But then it didn't work out, so it was disappointing. But I've always had a lot of disappointments, and what I try to do is to turn this disappointment into into a blessing in disguise, So what I did was, instead of being all disappointed that I couldn't travel, I decided to make my own film here in Nigeria. So that was how I started making movies. I gathered young people together, formed a theater group, and together we have been doing a lot of amazing things. So that's basically how I started. Okay, so your question is on how I finance these things I do, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we all know that funding is a very, very big challenge for young people here in Nigeria, young entrepreneurs here in Nigeria. It's a major challenge. Like if anyone tells you that they don't experience this challenge, then the person is lying. So it's a very, very big challenge for all of us. But then, okay, probably it's going to be funny if I tell you now that how I do my stuff is I take risk. I think that's it. And that's what I'll be telling everybody that is listening to me today. You just have to take risk, because there is no way you can just, have it's actually very, very difficult for you to jump. In fact, even if you try to get people to sponsor you, most people would not take you seriously, because they don't think that we young people have anything to offer. They would only come to you when they see that you've actually established yourself, like you are now a celebrity, you've achieved a lot of things. Then they will come to you and rip off your popularity and all those stuff. So, but for you people to actually support you, it's really, really difficult. So what I do most of the times is, at least I will not advise people to do this, but I am this type of person that I could be planning something, maybe an event, and I would not have 1 naira, but I'll still go ahead and plan it. Sometimes my group, my team members will be like, what exactly, like, how do I do this? And I just tell them that I just like taking risks. I just believe that I'm doing something that is good. I'm doing something that would benefit people. So I always have this belief that no matter what, I will be able to find a way to solve this. So that has been my belief. Like, once I want to do something, I don't really look at the financial implications. I don't really look at what it's going to take for me to do that. I just feel like I can do this. I just have to believe that I can do it, and then I just go into it. And then along the line, there will definitely be challenges. Sometimes I will have to go and start borrowing money, to sort out those stuff. And at the end of the day, I'll have to start paying those money. But the essence of all this is that it's not like anyone gives me money to do any of the things I do. I just take risk. I borrow money from people. I do this. I use my own pocket money from the little things I'm doing. But then I'm doing it because I believe that these things are, stuffs that will take me to the place where I want to be tomorrow. So I believe that these little things I do, they may not really be so big. I've done so many things, actually. I've done so many things that they were not so big. Some of these things, at the end of the day, I was owing. Seems like I didn't do anything. But the most important thing is that I can always count back that this was how I started. These were the things I did. And each and every of this thing I did, it has marked, it has, how do I put it? It has been marked that, yes, these are part of my achievements. They lead the way to what I am today. Each and every of the things that I've done so far in the past, they led the way to where I am today. They made me meet a lot of people. There are so many people now in government that I met through some of those projects that I did in the past. These people, they may not give me money now, but the connection, it helps me once in a while. So that's just it. So about funding, I don't have anyone or any special thing I do. I just take risk. I just go into it, because I believe that this is worth doing. But I will not just advise anybody to just take risk like that. Before you take risk, please just check it very well. So you'll be sure that at the end of the day, you will not, be stuck along the line. Because sometimes there could be ways that sometimes there were events that I do, and after doing this event, I'll be owing so much money. I'll be so devastated, and it will feel like this is the end. Like I'll feel this need to totally give up. I was like, what exactly is this, man? But then at the end of the day, I'll just pick myself up and I'm like, well, I took a risk. And the most important thing is that I've impacted into people. I've impacted into people positively. And that's what matters. I just move on and I keep trying my best So that's just it. That's basically how I do it.
If you know you are enjoying this video, please hit the subscribe button and also click on the like button. And now we'll continue.
Number one is this. First is to find passionate people. Find people that are passionate with what they want to do. That's it. Just find people that really, really want to, you discover that most of the times when you are like, how will I put it? Okay, let's just say that in Africa, actually, there are lots of young people with different dreams. Many of them want to be on the screen. Like, that is their dream, that they just want to be on the screen one day. They watch their favorite actors, their favorite actress, and they be like, man, can this ever be me? So these people are really, really passionate about acting, and all you have to do is to find them. But then it doesn't end at finding these people. The next thing is, what do you have to offer? I've had friends that they were like, they will form their own production houses. I've had people that say they are filmmakers, that they make movies. Then they made a post, they would make a post like on maybe Facebook, WhatsApp, ask people to come and act. So people would come, because people would definitely come. People really, really want to act, But then when they come and they work with you for the first time and they're not impressed, you will not see them again. So it's all about what you have to offer. How good are you? People need to see that working with you would help them reach, where they want to go. So I think maybe that's just what I'm offering my people here. Now, this was what I did actually. I could have just, gone on with my company, the film company. Whenever I want to make a movie, I'll just, call for auditions. People would come, act, I pay them, they go home. And crew members, I get crew members, I pay them, they go home. But then I was thinking, there are a lot of young people that really, really need this opportunity. A lot of young people that they need the opportunity to grow, to become better in what they are doing. So what I actually did was I decided to form a theater group that would bring people together. So this time around, it's not just about the film company. It's now about young people coming together to work together, learn from each other, to grow together. So that was what I did. I just brought young, passionate people together, and we are all working together, and everybody is there to help each other grow. Sometimes when we want to go on set, you discover that the person you want to play a particular role is not really good on that. But you don't just tell them, please, you are not good, get out of here. You don't say that. What we do is we try to encourage that person, try to let them know that you can do this, just go on, do it, that kind of stuff. Try to encourage them. And you see that at the end of the day, that person will be growing, that person will be having the person will have the courage to do a better job. And next time, the person will be improving. That is it. That is how people grow. You have to keep learning, you have to keep doing practice, you have to keep appearing on set. That is how people grow. So that was how I was able to gather people together. Whenever I want to make my movies, I don't really need to involve anybody. I have my actors, I have cinematographers, I have everything I need to make a movie. And these people are young people. I'm giving them the necessary values they want. We make our movies. I try as much as I can to see that these movies go far. I try as much as I can to see that it is not just a small project, but it is a project that is well packaged, a project that the public will watch, and they will have very good positive reviews. So when these people see that you are giving them this positive vibes, when they see that being with you will really help them to become successful in this career, they will stick with you. There is nothing else. It's not magic. So I just feel like people should really, really concentrate more on giving values. They should really concentrate more on using their platform to impact positively. It will draw people, it will attract people. When I actually started the theater group, a lot of people laughed at it. Like, in fact, I'm a student of theater arts, and many of my classmates that I feel this is their field, they should have been excited to join me in this. Many of them thought it was not serious. They were like, I don't know what they were thinking, because I know I've been doing a lot of things that should really make someone want to be part of what I'm doing. But then they really laughed at it. They didn't take it serious. I was saying, this is free, come and join us. They were not taking it serious. Now, by the time they saw the first project we did, everybody were in my inbox, please, I want to join, and I told them, it's not possible. If you want to join us, you pay. So as I'm talking to you now, to join my group, you pay 10,000 naira. And from Monday to join my group, you pay 20,000. And people are paying because they have seen the values that I'm giving. They are paying, they are begging, please, I want to join, I'll pay. Because they've seen that being in this group will help you. It will push you forward. So that is it. It's all about values. As long as they're creating values, people will be ready to work with you, give you all their time, the best they could, and everything will move well. I would always tell people to believe in themselves. I think I'm actually doing all this because I believe in myself. That is just it. I don't see myself. I'm a very young person. You can see that. And that probably, when people hear about me and because of the little things I've done, just feel like they will see this huge guy, this very big, I don't know. Whenever people say, they'll be like, wait, are you Michael? You're Goto? How? But then it's just that I always believe in myself. I always see myself as someone that can do anything I set my mind to. Sometimes that's just like I said in the beginning. Sometimes I start an event that the budget is probably like ₦1 million and I don't have ₦1 in my account. But then I just go ahead into it because I just feel like this is right. I am going to find a way to do this. So you have to believe in yourself first, because if you don't believe in yourself, even if the whole world believes in you, it's not enough. You are the first person that will believe in yourself. You are the first person that will trust yourself. You are the first person that will even support yourself before any other person can do it. So that is the first thing, to believe in yourself, and then to always know that, especially for we Africans, it is never going to be easy for you. It is never going to be easy for you. Have some friends. I've been able to make a lot of friends throughout this my journey. Friends in the United States. I've had friends that they just tell me that they want to do one small project and they receive grants, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, just like that, because they have a very nice idea. Who will give you that money in Africa? It's not possible. It is not possible. In fact, if there is even a grant to give out to people, those that are giving the grant to give it out to their siblings, to their brothers and sisters. So that is just it. So in Africa, you must know that it is never going to be easy. You must be ready to face difficulties. You must be ready to face challenges. If you're the type of person that would get easily, tired, if you just easily give up because of little challenges, then there's no need starting in the first place, because it will not, you will definitely have challenges. Sometimes the kind of challenges that will make you even want to kill yourself, it happens, yeah. So you have to be ready to accept these things as the step to greatness. You have to be able to accept your failures as not the end of life, but as a chance to try again. So that's how I've been doing the things I'm doing. Dream big, pursue your dreams. Just make sure that you are on the right track, but you don't put your hand in things that are not legal. Do it the legal way, and just be ready to take over the world. It just takes a little thing, just one day like this, and boom, you are at the top of your dreams.
So tell me, how do you know if someone is truly in love with you?
Well, that's quite easy. If a girl doesn't laugh at your jokes, both the funny and stupid ones, then she doesn't love you. A girl that likes a boy laughs at all his jokes.
What else?
If a girl loves you, she should love your family as well. And even if she finds it difficult, she has to go out of her way to ensure that they like her too. No one will be able to tell who she's dating in the family, because she blends in with the rest of the family. She becomes a sister to my brothers, a friend to my sisters, and a daughter to my parents.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So does Yetunde laugh to your jokes?
No, she doesn't.
Not even the funny ones?
Nope.
So how is she to your family?
She can't even stand them, and you don't like her too.
But you love her?
I'm not even sure about that anymore.
How do you know if you're in love with someone?
Are you talking to me?
Of course, it's just the two of us here.
Oh, so what did you say?
How do you know if you're in love with someone?
I know I'm in love with someone when I can't wait to meet them and tell them all about my day. If something good happens to me, they're the first person I tell about it. And the happiness is intertwined with mine. If she happens to fall in love with someone else, happy to let her go, and as long as she's happy with him. If I fall in love, I become selfless. I do things I would not normally do, simply because she likes doing them.